Good afternoon, everyone. I think let's begin while waiting maybe 2 or 3 more participants. Are you ready? Yes. Yes, already. Okay. Today I will be covering invoice. So the purpose that the government wants to implement this is actually because they say they want to digitalize the tax administration. But everyone knows that they want to catch the shadow business. Okay, there are so many shadow businesses that didn't declare their income to the government every year. So they have noticed that. So they want to use invoice to pay the tax and catch all these kind of businesses to increase their income, to increase the government's income. Right? So a little bit introduction of myself. My name is CK. I'm a chartered accountant, a member of ACCA. I'm also a member of CT, which is a tax agent association. And then I'm also a licensed auditor and a licensed tax agent. And I just got the HRTC training recently, so that I can conduct this kind of seminar for general publics. I've been in this industry for 12 years now. I'm here today to hopefully can answer all your questions that I had during the invoice transition and implementation. Right? This is our time frame. So we'll do a simple introduction first, and then we'll look at the concept of the invoice as a whole, and then we take a short break, come back, we take a look at how to implement our invoice. And then we have a Q&A session, and Melvin will take over around 4:30 to show you how a program can help you on preparing invoice, how to issue invoice, and how to use it on your business. Alright, and then at the very end, we have a session of Q&A, and we'll do a quick summary on that. Alright, these notes on the hand are actually prepared based on the guidelines issued up to the 4th of October. Meaning that if LJ comes out with the latest guideline, maybe a month later, this note might be obsolete. So you need to consult your own accountant before you make any decision. Okay? For a specific situation, it's consult your accountant. And also, this note is not intellectual property, so probably you keep it for yourself, do not share to others. And after today's learning, you'll be able to have a basic knowledge of invoice, how it works. Then you should know how to deal for your business transaction, what to do, what to issue, what invoice to issue, and then how to record it. And then you also need to think about your own company. How do you need to prepare? Because there might be some company policy that is outdated. You need to update that so that you can fulfill the invoice requirements. Okay, this is my content of the notes. Number 1 to 5 is actually the concept. Okay, 6 onwards will be the implementation. I will go one by one, so you don't have to worry. And then at the second page, 11 to 20 are more like the real life examples that I come up with so that you can understand it better. Alright, to minimize the interruption, scan this QR. It's okay to scan it on your notes also. And then if you have any question, type it in, and then click ask any question, and then type it in, and then you can submit it. I will take a look at my platform. Okay. You can also write it on your paper. Q&A. Question. If you have a question, you can type it in Chinese also. If you write better in Chinese, I can understand. Yeah. Slide number 9, probably page 4 or 5. So you can always raise your hand up when I ask if you have any questions. Okay, maybe you are still not sure what to ask it. Okay. Let's begin the concept of invoice. Before we talk about invoice, let's talk about what is an invoice. Invoice is a document where you will list down your goods and service when you supply it to your customer. So it can be many forms. Maybe it's a bill, it's an invoice, and when you go out and eat, it's a receipt. And then when you use your phone, your rental photocopier is a statement. Right? So it can be many forms. So the government wants to implement this invoice, so to make it become legal, they actually passed an act during 2023, saying that an invoice must be approved by the Director General. So how do we get this approved? We need to send it to validate. So only after validation, your invoice will become an invoice. So after validation, there will be two main elements that will show on that invoice, correct? Which is the QR code and the UUID. So from LV, we know that now you just need to show QR code on the invoice. That's enough already. UUID would be shown after you scan the QR code, right? So I said about validation, right? You need to do it how? Send it through my invoice portal. So after validation, your e-invoice format will be XML or JSON. If your client, if your customer, if your supplier start to send you PDF, Excel, you'll see these are all non-invoice. Except that if they validated the invoice, and then they download it and print it into PDF, that one can accept. So you need to look for the two elements, whether it has a QR code and this UUID. You can actually use a QR code scanner on your phone, scan it, and then it will jump to a page where it shows it has been validated. Okay? So these all are not invoices. Okay? They will just say, hey, using invoice since very long ago, I always use electronic invoice using PDF and all. This is not actually an invoice. It will go through validation. Alright, how can validation be done? Validation can be done through API, which is commonly known by layman as a accounting software. Okay, AutoCount or SQL are the most common accounting software nowadays. You might heard of QuickBooks, and many other brands. But these two are the mostly used by accountants of levels. Okay? If you want to invest in accounting software, you can always use the free one. The free one is invoice portal prepared by the RSP. So if you use this one, it's a bit slow. It's not too easy to customize because you have all kinds of products, right? Different size, different weight. So you need to customize it. So it's better if you are running an active business. It's better that you invest in accounting software, right? So since all the sales are validated by RSPN, it's already known by them. Every month you will need to at least submit a validated invoice. By that time, you will already know how much you need. So you think about it, if you buy something, right, you want to deduct for tax, right? So you will provide your tax ID to the supplier. The supplier issue invoice, their invoice will also be taken by RSPN. So they will know your sales, they will also know your purchases. There's very little money for you to be very free. So you don't have very much place to play around already. Okay. Okay, this is an invoice workflow it's very technical. You just need to take a look if you want. When you see this little tab reading by itself, it means I prepare for you to read later on when you are free. This is a sample of invoice. So can you spot the very full element that I mentioned this time? The very obvious one. You are right. And then there's one PUI here. It's very small, but it's on the top. Okay, so after everyone implement invoice, these are the two elements that you need to always look out for. I'm not sure whether people so free that they go and scan you and put a QR. Maybe the QR is all touch and go QR. So you might want to check once in a while whether the QR code is a really validated invoice or is it fake. Okay, I guess you guys would know about your implementation day, right? How many of you are going to implement on page 3? All of us? Yeah. Anyone here? Because of memory, sorry. Okay, over 100 million already started months ago. The second phase is going to start soon. 25 million to 100 million sales per year. So the last batch will be sales lesser than 35 million. So how about this? That's general 50K. Have anyone heard about this? If you have very small business and you only make 150K per year, do you know what happened to this? When did they start? They don't have to start. They are exempted. They don't have to start. Sorry? But we are exception. We are exception. So they came up with some exceptions, some situations where even if you are making lesser than 150K, you still need to implement. Okay, I'll talk about that later also, so that you guys can take note of. So how to determine the revenue? You base the revenue on the audited financial statement in your program card or in your card. And then for sole proprietor and partnership, you base on the tax return form. Okay, the tax return form maybe your form B, form P. So based on that, you look at your 2022 revenue. Okay, this is an example where you make a change of year end. I think it's not very common in our this quickly talk about it. For example, this patient program has changed year end from during 2022 from 12 months, they changed their year end to 18 months. So how do we determine for 18 months? Because for 18 months it makes the city has to start earlier. No, they don't have to. They divide this 36 million to 18 months and then times by 12 months, they will get 4 million. So it's below 25 million. So it's start on the 1st July, 1st of July. Okay. It's not very common. I just put it so those who check it and would know. And then right before the first phase the LSGN, I think they have heard the people so they came up with this interim relaxation period for the 26th of July, just maybe a few days before the implementation. And then they say, this is not Newton, I give you relax a bit only. You still need to implement, okay? Not Newton. So everyone enjoys 6 months of relaxation period. So based on the implementation date that you have, for example, you guys that will start on 1st of July, you have 6 months of relaxation period until 31st of December 2025. And less than 50K is still exempted. So what you have to do during this relaxation period is you don't actually have to provide individual invoice. You can consolidate all the sales that you make. So what does consolidated mean is that you combine all the sales during the month. Okay, you combine and add up. For example, for example, you're going to start on 1st of July, right? The July sales will have 100 transactions. You combine all the 100 transactions and you submit it as a consolidated invoice. Okay, and then you also need to do consolidated self-bill invoice. These are mostly for importers or if you have agents. Later I will introduce both of these at the later month, right? So when you submit this, for example, you do consolidation on July, you need to submit on the before the 7th of the following month, before the 7th of August. So you need to submit every month before the 7th of the next month. Alright? You will be allowed to put any detail in the invoice. You don't have to list down what you sold to everyone. You just have to say it's sales for July, it's sales for August. So you can put down anything. If you don't want to put it, you don't want to write anything also can. Alright? And the best part of it is you do not get any penalty. There will be no prosecution. They will not penalize you as long as you submit these two invoices, consolidated separately. Okay. So during transitional period, for example, right now there are the bigger company that are already running invoice, right? So there are also smaller companies that still haven't started yet. They are still giving you normal invoice. So for this kind of transaction, what do you guys think? Can you deduct for tax? Yes. Oh. No idea. Sorry. Yes, you can. It's considered transition period. There are three phases, right? So there are businesses that might not have started yet. So if you receive invoice from them, you can still deduct for tax. Okay, until full implementation, which is the 31st of December 2025, where the realization period ends, and then 1st of January 2026, it will be full implementation for everyone, except the 150 people. That day onwards, I guess the government will get a new law and say every invoice needs to be an invoice. By that time, only you cannot deduct anymore using normal invoice. You need to request for invoice for every purchase unit. So what if you don't implement? I want you to nanti 200 until 30,000 per transaction. Okay, so the money is by away out. And then it could be imprisonment and it could be both. So I received many feedback that say they don't have the money, they would rather go eat curry rice. But I don't think that there are any curry rice and imprisonment. Okay, these are the income that are exempted from invoice. Meaning, if you receive this kind of income, you do not have to issue an invoice. For the most common one, you will look at employment income. If you are a fixed earner, if you are an employee, staff of a business, you don't have to issue invoice for your employer. Okay, you just take that salary, that's it. You don't have to do anything else. And then there are pension, alimony, dividend, zakah, and the last of the two is actually buying and selling shares. Okay. But with condition, it's too complicated. I'm not going to go deep in this. So there are also entities that actually do not have to implement invoice. For example, number one, foreign diplomatic office. This is foreigner. So Malaysian law cannot be applied on foreigner. So they are exempted. Number two, individual who is not conducting business. So who is not conducting business? It's not that one who earns employment income. Your staff is not conducting business. They are looking for their business for their wages. Okay. C, statutory body, statutory authorities is actually the government bodies. Alright, but they also have to implement after 1st of July. Only before 1st of July they are exempted. So the government changed their mind. Before October 4th, the government actually said they will not implement invoice. And then everybody was asked to say, why you call all the rakyat to do invoice yourself only? Now they did also. There's something to do already. Okay, and international organization I think this one is for those maybe Red Cross and all those organizations. Right? And then the last one, taxpayer with an error turnover or revenue lesser than 150K. So accounting exemption. So I'll talk about this exemption now. Just now we mentioned about this one. There are four situations where you are making lesser than 150K, but you still need to go and implement invoice. These are the four. You look at the example straight away. First one, okay, audience number revenue is 500K, and it holds 20% share of Cathay Central. So Cathay Central revenue is only 50K, but then it has a corporate shareholder. A corporate shareholder meaning your shareholder is not a person, not people, not a natural person like me. But it's a corporate, meaning it's a Central, it's a Berhad. So if you have this kind of shareholder, even though your sales is below 150K, it's only 50K only, it has to implement invoice, right? And then second situation, if you are a subsidiary of a holding company, what's a subsidiary mean? Means that your company share more than 51% is owned by another company. So on that revenue is 880K. And then it holds 21% of Quad. So this Quad is a subsidiary of Quad. And then even though revenue is less than 150K, it still needs to implement invoice. Okay? And then if you have a related or a joint venture company, what is related company? Meaning that, for example, that maybe very excited and say, I want to open up a massage company. So Jack has a YB massage Sarava. So YB massage Sarava and YB something becomes a related party. Okay? Because it's owned by Jack. Okay? So it means that it has first a related company is that if you have a control of operation directly or indirectly. Most of the time you will be on shareholder or on director. So in this example, one question, Central revenue is 20 million annually. It's related to charging revenue is only 20K, but both of them have to implement for invoice. So this guy has a sole proprietor, Roger. He has more barber shop, and then he has Romi Bakery. He has also a coffee cafe. So he has three businesses. Three of them all below 150K. But when added up, it's 155K. So this guy would also need to implement. Okay? Why government has all this kind of situation laid out? So right, actually they don't want you to split your business out. They want to let you split your business out and then you fall below the threshold and then you try to escape from invoice. Okay. So for example, if you start a new business that has not relation into any other business of yours, for example, you are a new startup, you realize that your revenue has comes over 150K. So when do you start to implement? You start to implement in the second year of the following year. In Chinese, we call 后年. 后年, meaning, for example, we look at this example, easier to understand. 2024, October 12, you realize that your revenue has gone above 150K. And then when do you start? You are not starting the next year, you're starting second year of the following year, meaning you start 2026, 1st of January. Okay? So you have 1 year to prepare for it. You have at least 1 year to prepare for it. Let's say if you know this during June for 2024, you still don't have to start until 2026, 1st of January. You have at least 1 year. Okay? So what do you okay? Now 2024, my business is very good. I'm making like a daily K, that's what they pay. And then suddenly next year, the economics not so good. Things start to drop, sales start to drop, things start to slow down. So what will happen? You guys have to say no U-turn, right? No U-turn. If you cross the threshold, there's no U-turn. Okay? Cross the threshold, October 12, over 120K, and then you would have a determined date to start. Meaning, 27th, 1st of January, you would already need to start, right? Even though your sales drop below 150K, you still need to implement. So how do you escape from this? Close the business, start a new one, right? They might know if you close and start because it's all run on your T number. Your T number. If you are sole provider, they might detect it. If you are subscriber, they might not know. But if you open a subscriber and you close down, the cost is very high. The cost is very high. Start a subscriber, maybe 2-3K. Close the subscriber also 2-3K. So there's no point. So they are trying to prevent all these kind of situations from happening. Okay. Now we will look at, now we know where to implement. How are you going to be eligible to implement? We look at how the invoice process goes. So the very first step, obviously, is you make a sales. So you create an invoice through either your accounting software or directly in the My Invoice portal. And then you send it to validate. It would be like a button to click submit on the validate. In AutoCount, it's clicking submit. And then after submit, it will be validated in near real time. We have tested it within seconds. Within seconds, it will be done. Okay. Then you will see the Q1, and you will see the. I make this so that my point and then you see the QR, right? You can see the legal ID. Alright. And then after validation, FCM will actually inform both the supplier and the buyer. So your customer would know you have created an invoice for them. But they are only informing, they are not sending over the invoice. So the next step is you need to share the invoice. You need to share the invoice to the buyer. Okay, so step 1 create, step 2 validate, step 3 LGN inform everybody, and step 4 share the invoice to the buyer. And step 5, when you share to the buyer, right, when LGN inform the buyer, right, the buyers see, oh, there are mistakes. I got 10 red color garment, and then you in the invoice you put 10 white color, so it's wrong. So within 72 hours, you can still cancel or reject the invoice. The buyer has the right to reject or cancel with a valid reason. Okay, you don't simply go and reject others' legal invoice. Like you just want to make a job, you create 20 invoices and then you go and click cancel, and then the guy needs to do it again. So it doesn't make sense. So if you want to avoid people cancelling this one, maybe you choose a long weekend and then you send it on Friday. And then when they come back Tuesday, they cannot cancel already because over 72 hours. Okay. Oh, you don't have to worry. That one is if you need to cancel or reject only. I will talk about it more later. And then supply and buyer are able to obtain the transaction summary in the My Invoice portal. So in this portal, you can actually search up to few months, and then you can search every search. You can look at 10 days of transaction. It's very limited. I guess they will upgrade it. I guess they will upgrade it sometime. Just now I talked about 72 hours, right? It's a very short, right? So what happened if you miss the 72 hours? You can actually still use the end credit note or debit note to make an adjustment on the invoice that has a mistake on it. You can also use the end at the end. You can also, that is, you need to remember you are doing this for validation only. Meaning that a sales transaction and that invoice itself can be a different date from the invoice validation date. I'll show you an example later on. So there may be some circumstances where the invoice date and validation date is not the same. Look at this example here. Krishna Sadrama sells 30 garments to KCM on 22nd of December, and January 5th, the salesman realized that he forgot to inform the accounting department to issue an invoice. So, when the salesman informed the accounting team quickly go and create an invoice, but then it's already more than 72 hours. But you don't have to worry. Your invoice can still be dated on 22nd December, but your validation will be on 8th of January. So in accounting, we have this concept of recognizing sales. Meaning, when is it to pick it up as your sales in your account? Is that when you deliver the goods or you perform the service to your customer, and that time should be the time where you recognize sales. Okay, so this is the date when you should recognize sales. Even though you forget to validate the invoice, you can still validate a few days after. It's acceptable. It's acceptable. But try not to do this all the time. Try not to do this all the time. If you have certain pattern or you have certain frequency of issuing invoice, so just follow the frequency that you are practicing.
The invoice is still 22nd.
You still need to put on 22nd. I also put in this financial year end here. You will understand better if you know if you are running a Sangam Berhad. Because for Sangam Berhad, they have financial year end. For sole provider also you have a year end, right? Because you need to submit tax every year, and the tax period close from January 1st until the 31st of December, right? So if you perform the service and send the goods out in December, the sales should be recognized during December. The validation
But you still want to fit also can.
Sorry.
You want to
move it also can, but you need to make sure your PO and everything is correctly signed and dated.
PO can.
Yeah. If you can still correct, if you can amend, you can put down. You can drag down. Because some of the businesses are very strict on DO, especially construction Nigeria. When they send it out, right, they make sure the customers see that. Because anytime when they send out, and then the customer come and say, hey, this broken, that broken, different color, different size, and then they come to argue. So some of the businesses are very strict on DO. So it depends on your business.
I don't have DO.
They don't know problem. They won't look at as long as finance. They will look at the picture of the date that you installed in the science. They will look at that. Okay, there are a few types of invoice. There are a few types of invoice. Besides the invoice that I keep saying just now, there are also CN. Okay, let me explain a little bit on CN now. Alright, CN is to reduce the amount of the invoice that you send out. Reduce meaning if you're giving discount to a customer, or there's a return, or there's a correction of error, reduce the amount. Okay? DN, debit note, is used to increase the value of the invoice. Meaning, if they are asking for extra service, if they are asking for customization on the product that you send, then you will issue a DN to increase. And then there is this type 4, very creative, I understand. This one has never been in the accounting syllabus from all my studies. So they come out with this refund note. So when you use a refund note is used when you refund money to your buyer. So for example, I go straight to the example, easier to understand. So Fisher sells 30 garments to KCM on 22nd of December. Then receive a payment, already received payment. So receive payment 3,000. On 28th, KCM realized kind of the element is wrong color. So KCM requests a refund of the 10 garments because they do not foresee any further future transaction with HL anymore. So they want the money back, they don't want the goods anymore. So in this kind of situation, you need to HL will be required to issue a refund note because this involves the refund of money. Okay. What if KCM says that okay, I will return this 10 element, but you don't have to pay me back. So what do you use? You use CM. Use this one. You just use this one. Okay? Because there's no money involved in the transaction. So when there is money involved in the transaction, you use the RM. Okay. That's for the 4 types of invoice. Next, we look at the required field for invoice. So there are total of 55 fields, but there are some optional fields. So how many do you think there is optional? Out of these 55, only 20 is optional. The other 33 is compulsory credit. out of these 35, most of them are the supplier's information, meaning yourself, your product info, your own info. Okay? Only a little is from the buyers. So this is the list of all the 55 fields that you will need to fill in for an invoice. The gray highlight is optional. The gray highlight is optional. So we will take a quick glance. Okay, talk a little bit. So you will have parties, buyer and seller, supplier and buyer, or supplier and buyer, and then supplier details. The buyer details, the address of both parties, contact number of both parties, and then you will need to put down your invoice details. So the invoice will verify all these should be automated if you are using an API. Even if you are using one invoice portal, it's also automated. All these big time version, so don't have to worry about it. If you have foreign currency, then you have to put in the foreign currency. I'm going to do imports. You guys have imports, exports. Alright. And then this one classification is quite important. You might need to do some preparation before you start because you need to know what kind of classification is your product. Later, at the very end, I will explain a bit on this classification. Okay. So the others are unit price, tax rates, alright, and then there are also these arithmetical, total and subtotal statement. And then you can also put in if there's any prepayment. I also talk about this later on. If there's any prepayment that you receive from your customer. So besides the 55, there are also 12 additional fields if you are doing import and export. So roughly nobody is looking for export here. I'll give you a quick example. If you are sending goods to a different recipient from your other than yourself, let's say you buy 20 kilo durians, you buy it yourself and then you send it to Hungary. So you send to a different recipient than yourself. That this kind of situation, you need to prepare this connection to an invoice. It's actually a section in the invoice where you can fill in the information of the recipient. Let's look at the example. For example, Michelle in KL bought 10 buyers from Bello and then sent directly to JP branch. Okay, so the recipient info can be the branch and the personal info. Alright? And the invoice, the heading of it, the buyer is still Michelle. It's just that you need to fill in who is the recipient. So you put in the JP branch manager address or the branch address and his contact and all that. But this becomes optional already. Previously, they required it to be mandatory. Imagine how difficult is it for you to for a supplier to run this because like Johnny's right, you have many type of gift right. So your customer buy your gift and then send it directly to their customer or their receiver right, not for themselves. So you need to collect all this information. If you have 50 gifts, you need to collect 50% information, so it's not visible. And then they take the limit of it, they put it into optional, so you don't have to do it anymore. It's optional. And then second situation that you need to create this and actually is when you import, okay, or export. So when you import, you need to put down this reference number of custom form number one. This is actually a custom clearance form. When you bring in a container and clear the custom actually would require you to fill in this form one, K1, K1. So this K1 form is mandatory. Okay. So why would they require you to do it for any cost? Because in future they are allowed to share this information with the Royal Customs Malaysia. Meaning LHN can share the invoice and whatever that you import the information about that, they can share it to the Customs Malaysia. Previously, they are not allowed to do so. Previously, they are not allowed to do so. Maybe you buy a telephone and then on your custom clearance form, you put banana, right? You want to escape the custom duty. Before, you can still do it. Now, not anymore. They will share the invoice, so they will know exactly what you buy. There are also a specific requirement that when you issue an self-fill invoice service, invoice, right, you need to list down every detail of what product you purchase. Okay. Guys, okay? I want to stop for a little bit. Now we are in the implementation. So after you implement invoice, what happens on the transaction with buyers? Your buyers, usually there are four types of buyers in a very general way. Okay, they are B2B, they are B2C, and they are B2G. Why I say four types because the provider is a bit different. I will talk about this in the later slides. B2B is when you are dealing with other business. Okay, so but for this kind of transaction, most probably they will definitely ask you for invoice because they want data contacts. Okay, so when you deal with buyer B2C, for example, I have a house from Abby and it's for my own house, so I won't want to deduct for tax, right? But I cannot use it as an example because construction material is mandatory. Maybe I buy home signage from Japan. My home number 88 very pretty. I want to do it even more prettier. I ask Japan to pay for me, and then I'm going to ask for an invoice because I'm not going to use it for any tax deduction. Okay, and then there are also B2G. You supply to the government. You maybe selling wheelchair to hospitals, is selling motorcycle to the traffic police. Okay, these are B2G. So when you are dealing with buyer, there are only 7 details that you need to make. So if you are doing B2B, you can actually get ready now. You can set up an announcement or maybe a client information form for them to fill in. So that when the times come, when you start to implement B2B, your client master data because you will be completed already. You don't have to start trouble. Okay. So 7 details. 7 details. Number 1, name. Number 2, TIN number. What's the TIN number? TIN number is your tax identification number. So for everyone, you will have your own tax identification number. For every business, except for providers, they will have their own tax identification number. So Java will have T number, right? So provider will have IEG number. That one is their own personal number. And then number 3, registration, NRIC or passport. So let's see who are you dealing with. If you are dealing with local, it's IC number. If you are dealing with foreigner, it's passport number. Registration number is for businesses like Sendra and so provider will have their own SSN number. And then number 4 is address, the business address or the personal address. Number 5 is contact number. Number 6, email becomes optional already. Previously it was mandatory, but it becomes an optional field, so you can fill it down. And number 7, SST. If you have SST registration, you will have SST number. So these are the 7 information that you need to fill in invoice. This is B to I need to customer to customer. B2B, B2G, B2C. Okay. So correction is now B2. For B2C, for B2C, you are given flexibility. B2C meaning you are selling to individual like yourself. You go out and you talk about something, you can if you want invoice, you can have this flexibility. So for T number, you can use this generality. For IC number, you can use this 12-0, key 12-0. So you only need to provide 2 or 3. You only need to provide either your IC number or your T number. Okay? Either one also can. Got one can issue invoice already. Alright. So let's look at what this T number is about. Because this is very simple. 12-0. Once they give you the T, you can choose to punch in 12-0 as your IC number. Okay. So there are 4 types of T. General T. Call it 10, 20, 30, 40 easier. So 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0. Okay. So there are 4 types. So let's look at the example on how, in what situation can you use this general T. Number 1, okay, general public T. So when you are dealing with local individual, like Ali bought a laptop and only provide you his IC. So when he only give IC, you can use this 10 as his T as his T number, okay, to validate an invoice. Or the other way around, HL's grandfather bought a table from your staff. For example, you are a business, yourself are a business, and then one day you go his home to visit, and then you saw this table, you like it very much, and say, hey, it's time this table. And then Abu only provide you the IC. So you can use 10 as the team also. So this kind of transaction, you need to issue a self-bill invoice because Abu is a staff, they don't issue invoice. As a staff, they are exempt from implementing invoice, right? So this one I will introduce the self-bill invoice. And then for consolidated invoice also, after 1 month, you consolidate your invoice, and when you put in the T number, you use 10. For consolidated self-bill invoice, also the same, you use 10. I'll introduce this later on. So we look at this example. And at the end of September, Vishal has imported a lot of goods, and then he needs to issue a consolidated self-bill for all the importation made during September. Right? So he used 10 as supplier T. Okay. Now we look at 20. This one is for non-Malaysian individual. For example, you are dealing with foreigner a lot, you have foreigner customer, then this is the T that you can use. Because some of the foreigners you might not have T, but they will always have their passport number. They will always have their passport number. So Emily from Paris bought a fashion magazine, and then she wants an invoice, and then she provides the passport number to the bookstore, and then the bookstore can use 20 as the buyer's T. Okay. And then it's also used for export. So if you have export, when you export to foreign country, the business or individual, they will not have Malaysian tax number, right? So you will use this 20 as their T number. And then just now I mentioned about when you send it to other person, this is for foreign person, you buy and then you send it straight away to a foreign country. For example, Michelle bought rubber or tires factory in US, and the factory in US will not have Malaysian team. So HR will use 20 as shipping recipient team and then fill it in the extra. I think this isn't, it's not very relevant to you guys, but I'll quickly go through it. Okay, this is import. If you guys have imports, you can use 30 as the supplier team. Then this might be relevant to you guys. You guys might use foreign worker, right? And then foreign worker, they don't really register business. So when they don't register business and you hire them as a subcontractor, you might need to issue a self-bill invoice using their passport number and then 30 as a supplier team. This might be relevant to you guys. So if you hire a subcontractor, which is a foreigner, for example, Bangla or whatever, please always remember to at least get their passport number. Alright? And then for import also, other than India, Russia imported 20 watches from Switzerland, Rolex. So Rolex does not have Malaysian team, and Russia would use 30 as the supplier team to validate the self-bill imports. Okay, the last example is government. So when you deal with government, for example, Russia sold 3 motorcycles to Police Raja. And then Russia would use 40 as the IMT to validate imports. Previously, in the exemption list, right, little story, that they included the royal family, the king, the sultans, but now they remove it completely. Meaning, Sultan sells something also need to issue imports. But they remove it, I don't know why. Okay, to give you a more clearer picture of what you need to do when you are transacting with a buyer. So, buyer's name, you need to get their name right. Okay, obviously, full name, if not Malaysia, full name as passport. Malaysia, full name as IC. And then secondly, the team that I mentioned just now, team of the delivery buyer, and this identification number, IC and team 2 or 3, you choose one. Okay. Option 1, TIN only. Option 2, IC only. So option 3, you put in both TIN and IC. So you can choose that. So you want easy, go for IC number. Because TIN number, I don't think everyone knows. Even myself also don't remember. Okay. But they have come up with this My Invoice mobile app. You can actually pull out your TIN number using the QR code. When you are inside the app, mobile phone app, you can actually download it from your Google Play Store or Apple Store, Apple App Store. You download it, log in, and one of the options is to show QR code so that your suppliers scan your QR code, right? They can pick up the TIN number. And other stuff and others information like your name, your address, all that is in the QR code. Okay. So number 4 is address. Obviously, the address of the buyer, contact number, the mobile phone number, and mobile phone, and SSD, they are SSD registration. Number 7 is actually email, is optional, so I didn't put it. But email is also obviously our email address. Okay. So when you are dealing with your buyer, right? Just now I said you can choose either put in TIN or put in sorry, I need to rephrase. You can choose whether you put in TIN or put in your IC number. So if they give you TIN, you put in TIN, and then IC you put in 12-0. Okay. So option 2, if they give you IC number only, then for buyer's TIN, Malaysian put in 10, foreigner put in 20. Okay, this one easier to look at. So just like I mentioned, sole proprietor is a little bit different. Why? Because sole proprietor, their TIN number and their business TIN number is the same. They are not like company. Company has different, they are not like Singapore actually exactly, or partnership. Singapore and partnership is different TIN number for the business. For sole proprietor, you have. Like the Roger just now, right? He has 3 businesses, right? But he only has 1 TIN number. So how does he differentiate all these business purchases? You need to spell out his register business name. For example, he buy for his bakery, he put in the bakery business name, and then put in the bakery business registration number. Okay, and then the T number is definitely the owner's T number. If you have 3 registered business, you need to be careful. Put the right registration name and registration number so that you can deduct tax properly. So this is one of the requirements that you want to implement on sole proprietor. Okay, just now I talked about transaction with buyer when the buyers request an invoice. So there are also circumstances where buyers do not request invoice. When they do not request invoice, you can do a consolidated invoice. Let's look at this example. Okay, this lady go and buy a chai tea, and it's for herself, for her own drink. So she say, okay, I don't need invoice. So as a seller, the cashier will just issue a normal receipt. Okay, so for example, you are issuing invoice, right? To those who do not need an invoice, just normal invoice, like how you do it now. Okay. And then at the end of the month, you consolidate all the receipts of all the invoices. Consolidated means you combine and add up together the total figure. And then before the 7th of the following month, you submit to my invoice portal. And then get a validate consolidated invoice. Okay. For this kind of transaction, right? Does she get to know when you validate this consolidated invoice? Just now I say when you validate, then will inform, right? So does she get to know when you inform, when you validate? You don't know. Because these expenses are not allowed for tax deduction. LHM will never be able to inform. They don't have the individual information. Okay? It's all combined together. Also, if you use this receipt, you won't be able to deduct tax. So next. So when you do a consolidated invoice, how or what you need to put inside the consolidated invoice, what kind of description or details that you need to put down is number 1. You put in the receipt number one by one, or number 2, you put in a continuous receipt number. And then when there's a break, it's not a new line. There's a break, it's not another new line. So if you have branches on, for example, you have 4 branches on, you can either choose to issue 4 consolidated invoice, or if you have a system as a HQ, you can also combine all 4 branches and then just submit 1 consolidated invoice. If you have branches. So let's look at this example for you to understand easier. Method 1, just like I said, you can put down each receipt as a separate line. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 9, 0, and then 1, 2, 4. So each line is 1 transaction. Each line is 1 receipt. You can put down like this and do a consolidated invoice once a month. Okay. Method 2, this second type, you can put down continuous 1110 to 1112 continuous, and then 1113 break, there's a break, and then you start again. The next line 1114, and 1115 there's a break, and then you start a new line. Do you know why there's a break? Because 1113 requires an invoice, and 1115 may be cancelled or refund or credit note. So there's a break, you start a new line, there's a break, you start a new line. But this you don't have to worry. I think AutoCAD has it covered. So you don't have to worry about it. It's just that they want to show you what they want to see, what LHDM want to see on the consolidated invoice. So when you have consolidated invoice, it's much simpler. The 7 information that you need from buyer, right, is much simpler. You just need to put in buyer's name, general public, buyer's T, 10, like the example that I show you, the general T, okay, 10. Registration, address, NA, times T, just put 1. And then buyer's ST also put NA, description, summary of receipt, just now the number, right? Either this, continuous, or separate. Okay. So, for example, for an consolidated invoice, so for those dealing with B2C, you don't have to worry too much on issuing invoice all the time. Only if they come and request it, you need to get information first, their individual information. There are also times when I buy a bubble tea on August 11th, and I just take the receipt, and then I say I only need invoice. And then come to think of it, my boss let me claim expenses for company. So for company need tax deduction, so I need to request invoice. So I go back to the IT and say, hey, I need invoice on 20th of August. Within the same one, supplier need to fulfill my request. Supplier need to issue the invoice. So they need to transfer this receipt and create an invoice. So what can you do if you meet this situation? You might need a proper software that can transfer from receipt to invoice. Okay. And then as long as it's within the same one, the supplier should issue the invoice. Okay. As long as within the same month, supplier should issue the invoice. Okay. If you, let's say, go back on the 2nd of September, after the month end, where the supplier has already consolidated the receipt that you bought on 11 August. Okay, at that time you are already too late. So supplier can refuse. Supplier can say, oh, I already consolidate your receipt and I will not validate an invoice for you anymore. Okay, so within the same month, okay. After the month, you can say no. Okay, it's your right. You can also be customer is okay. You say what I also give you one. You can go back and scan this consolidated invoice and then issue an invoice later. So you can do also like you want. Okay, these are some of the methods or ways that you can use or prepare before you, before you start with payment, before you start with payment, so that your customer won't keep coming back and pressure you requesting invoice. Okay. Like this one, right? Maybe if you are dealing with B2C, you need to come up with an announcement to announce that if you are coming back after the end of the month, we will not entertain you. We will not entertain you. If you want any invoice, please do it immediately or do it within a month. So these are some of the examples given by SDN to everyone to have an idea of what kind of avenue or method that are available to you to prepare so that your buyers can request the invoice. Okay. The first example is online platform or mobile app. Second is point of sales. The third is the My Invoice mobile app I mentioned just now. And then the fourth is when the buyers didn't request at the point of sales and then come back after the transaction, post transaction, come back after the transaction, and then they request. So you can also prepare online platform or mobile to look at this one by one example. So, okay, Ali purchase petrol through the retailer's mobile app. When you go for petrol, usually they have app, right? Mine is Petronas, I use Excel. So I use Excel to buy to purchase my petrol. So after the purchase, I can request invoice. For example, you can request the invoice through the app. So you punch in your information, and then Petronas will just information, you punch in, and then send it to your through the mobile to you. Okay. So the mobile need to be linked with my invoice portal, and you can create and validate the invoice. So you can, if you want, you can invest in mobile app, you have the funding and all, or you have the IT personnel to help you, you can maybe create a mobile app for your buyer to request the invoice. If you want invoice, you might need to request. Cannot use the receipt anymore if you want to pay. Yes. So you might need to download their app or through their website. Because there are also web portal prepared for people like yourself to request for invoice. For example, 99 Cinema, they actually use web portal. Later I will show you an example. And then number two, you can use point of sale. So you go into buy convenience store and then when you buy something, you buy for your company use, you want to meet your contacts, and then you can provide your detail to the cashier and ask them to punch into their point of sale system, the POS system, and then the point of sale is linked to my invoice and it will be validated immediately on the spot. So you don't have to go back and request. Yes, it's already validated. Can be done. For the account, they already has a POS system that is ready and linked to my invoice portal. As long as the buyers provide the correct detail, they can validate it on the spot. So it's very convenient. Yes. Yes, correct. Last time we just need to highlight and then do pay on it. Now we cannot need to separate it. Right. This is ideal for retail store and national sales outlet. And then on my invoice mobile, the reason they come up with this app is because all the hotels are missing, are making very big noises. For example, if you queue up and buy goreng pisang and you ask the guy, hey, I want invoice, the goreng pisang guy, more job like you. They won't provide one. They don't even have electricity. How do we issue? So this is for hotels now. Goreng pisang store, enter the customer detail, my invoice mobile, and using only their the mobile phone, they will be able to create and issue an invoice. Okay, so this ideal for small vendor and sellers who do not have a permanent establishment. Coffee shop can use both. They can use the post if they want the iPad one. But they can also say they don't want to sell you.
So the means we can get our own phone, they can easily scan.
Yes, either that. So need to see how you design the app. Need to see on the app. Okay, this is post transaction, meaning at the point of sale, it didn't ask for it, and then when you go back, you suddenly think, hey, this one I can claim, I want to request an invoice. So, for example, I will receive a regular receipt, and after that, he logs into the retailer's website and then request an invoice. Okay, so the retailer website is linked to the My Invoice portal. When you punch in when Abu punch in all his detail, right, the web portal will automatically go and validate the invoice and then send it back to Abu's email or Abu's whatever. Okay. So it's also ideal for retail outlet. For example, just as a hotel, right? If they do not have the hands all the time to issue to you immediately, they will need to provide such platform for you to request upload. You go back, you have the time, you sit down, and then you punch in the detail, and the platform or website will issue an invoice to you. Yeah, I have to prepare this. For example, let's say I bought from 99, right? I was it on the 2nd of August. I went buy from 99 because I want to know how to do it. So after I purchase the receipt, at the very bottom it says you want invoice. You go request at this website, 99invoice.com. So I just go in and then I punch in all the details, my details, and this invoice number. You can still try it now. It's still available now. And then punch in the invoice number, my OT number, name, and everything. Okay, IC number. And then the web portal will send me an email and notify me saying the invoice is being created, and they will send me afterward. And then after 2 or 3 days, I received a notification from RCN. My own self, my invoice portal, I received notification that this 99 payment purchase has been validated. So I can log in and check out how much I purchased, is everything correct or not. Okay, so I am notified and then I can print out. But it cannot be downloaded. When you download it, it's in the JSON and XML format. Remember just now when I introduced it, it's not in PDF. So when I print this, it's actually print screen. I print screen. Supposedly, this web portal need to send me on invoice, but I think this is very beginning. We haven't created yet. So when I click download, the web portal emails cannot download it. I think that time still got bug, but after that already normalized already. Okay, that is the idea. That is the idea, so that your customer will come and tell you when you're doing business. Okay, you prepare everything. If you don't have the fund to prepare a website or an ad, which might be very costly, like this will be very costly. You can prepare an email or a phone number. You can prepare an email or phone number so that when your customer need an invoice, they can contact you through the specific email or the specific phone number. They will send an email to you saying, hey, I need invoice, this is my detail, and you help them to create it up. This is the lower cost way of doing it, but it's very time consuming. Okay, besides bill, receipts, invoice, we also have statement, right? For example, in this industry, they always use statements like banks, like your phone, mobile phone, the mobile phone fan, and then the photocopier rental, and then healthcare insurance. So if you use statement, it works as normal. It works as usual. So you can validate the whole statement as an invoice is acceptable. Meaning, for example, if you use photocopier, it counts per print, right? The supplier don't have to issue each print as an invoice. It will be lazier. For example, I made thousands of pages yesterday. They don't have to issue thousands of invoices. They can just issue a statement in accordance to their frequency of issuing statement. For example, they issue me a statement monthly. They can validate the monthly statement as their invoice and send it to me. Anyone of you use statement? Alright. Very lucky today. Meaning I don't have to go through many examples. So same as using invoice and bills and receipts. When buyers request invoice, you validate the statement. So when buyers do not request invoice, you can validate consolidated invoice and provide all the statement during months. This is just an example. So, for example, this is telco company. They issue monthly statement to their customer. So when they issue, they issue monthly charges, and there are also other charges during the month. They put inside, add up together, and then they validate the whole statement as an invoice. Okay. Very boring, isn't it? They did already. Okay, this is where this expenses are. As a sole provider, you use if you have no choice, you use your own name, statement, and then you do the thing. But in tax computation, you know why it will be added that it won't be 100% allowable. You can still use. But you need to request for access and say you need invoice. You need invoice. If you want to deduct tax or business expenses. Yes, now only. Now it's easier. Yes. There are actually easier way, but it's for staff. It's not for owners like you. For owners like you, it would be a little bit sensitive. So it's better that you request emails from Access. And then when it comes to the tax computation, they would usually add back half or at least one third of the expenses. Meaning you use your phone for your business, it's like you also use your phone for your private use. They will add it back. So let's see. They will request the 7 days and yeah, just the 7 days. They haven't started yet, Access Line. They haven't implemented. But they will need to start, I think, 1st of February is their 1st of February is when their interim relaxation period ends. They need to issue. That one, right? For example, for my client, I would recommend they claim as their business, but you can claim as your personal relief. You have a personal relief for internet subscription. But if you want to claim for internet subscription, personal relief is a tax deduction, right? You still need to get invoice. Still need to get invoice. Yes. For example, you buy books, it's also personal relief, right? You still need to get invoice. That's why they are coming out with all this. You need invoice for all tax-related deductions. Okay. I should be moving like how. Okay. Just now we look at consolidation, right? So there are also business where you are not allowed to consolidate. For example, Andy's business selling cars, right? You're not allowed because it is in this category. So there are 7 types of transactions where you are not allowed to consolidate. We look at it one by one. The first, automotive trading. So when you are dealing with motorcycle cars, lorries, and all those automotive ships, you are not allowed to consolidate. So next time when you buy a car, when you change the car, everything will know immediately. Okay. You change from your motorcycle to a Mercedes Benz, you will know. Okay. And then second, if you buy any bands, if you fly first class, fly private jet, and you declare income tax every year 80K income, because they will know immediately. So next time, even flight ticket also they will need individual invoice. Yes, they will. They will need you to fill in all your information like just now, the 7 information, and then after that they will send you as an invoice. Okay. You mean the app like Azure or Foundation, right? Yeah. Okay. The duty of issuing an invoice is belongs to the supplier, the seller. So you don't have to worry. Azure must they will need to prepare. They will need to prepare, and then they will need to issue you. It's their duty. If they do not issue you, you can go and report them. Then they can have a penalty of 230,000. Okay. Sorry. This one is vanilla, But very lucky, right? I feel in this business at the moment, the implementation is on hold. So they can still use consolidation, consolidated invoice. So what's also very curious, right? They say the higher up don't want people to know they are buying GG. The higher up, they are the ones who consume on all this kind of wisdom. So they want to let everyone know. Yes, the blind people. No, not yet, not yet. Don't need individual invoice. They can consolidate. And then construction. Okay, this is our construction technology. They need to take note. They need to be prepared. Because construction are also one of those that cannot use consolidated invoice. So if they have customer ask them to build something, construct something, they need to issue individual invoice. Also to catch the rich, because only rich people like to buy land or something, right? So, and then also bigger projects are developers, they constructing, they need to issue individual invoice. Okay. Renovation in construction, renovation. There's no definition yet. There's no clear definition yet from FCN. So renovation, for example, if you are just doing painting, it's not constructing, just doing painting, there's already paint there, just refurbishing it. So I didn't construct anything. So that won't count. FCN didn't come up with a very specific whether it falls on construction. Or maybe you may have okay, sorry, refurbishing wall is not very considered or cannot be replaced. For example, they are not, whether they are in or not, we still waiting on it. Okay. Okay, wholesale and retail of construction material. So, if what you are selling is in this, there's a fourth schedule of the Bagaimana Industrial. Inside of this, I have I give you one setup as a attachment. If you are selling things inside this schedule, you need to issue individual invoice. No matter how many you sell one also need to issue individual invoice. So this gives a lot of trouble to Malaysia is very late. Malaysia trying already. So, at least yours is ceramic tiles, right? Okay, let's go on. Let's continue. Let's not take a break. Okay. Before I continue further, should we take a 15-minute break? Take a break. My break start already. We sit slowly, very easier. That's very fast. 8 times. Ini kayak first ya lah, I go first, then become the Saudi receive donation. Bisa lah.